Hey guys, it's GrizzlyGoat here, and today we're going to discuss who is next for Rework in Rainbow Six, and what Ubisoft could do to these operators. We are ready and excited for Tachanka's new rework, but since Ubisoft is cutting down on the number of new operators per year, we would have to assume that Ubisoft is going to rework more of the current existing operators. There are a lot of options we have to pick from, but we can't discuss everyone in this video. So in our honorable mentions, we have Thatcher, Glaz, Frost, Ella, Warden, and our three most recent attackers, Nook, Amaro, and Kali. I will most likely talk about these operators in a future video, as they aren't the main priority per se. And just one more thing before I start, I will not include Montagna and Blitz because they're an extremely complex situation to talk about and discuss, so they'll most likely receive their own dedicated video. So finally, starting it off, we have Blackbeard. I'm pretty sure it's indisputable to most that Blackbeard, as he currently is right now, and has been, really shouldn't be in the game. He's one of the few operators that breaks the main fundamentals of Siege, and in this case, Blackbeard breaks Siege's one-shot headshot rule. It's been talked about for several years of giving Blackbeard a more drastic rework. Ubisoft did give Blackbeard the mini rework where he gets 2 low health shields rather than his original monster for 600. While this rework was definitely helpful, he definitely does need something more. Blackbeard's been getting a lot of rework ideas over the years, but most recently he's been in the conversation a lot. And it could be said that it's mostly thanks to Bikini Bodhi. Bikini has come up with 2 ideas. The first one, he illustrates Blackbeard as an intel operator, basically completely revamping his ability. This idea gained some positive support from pro players, but he also made a second post with this graphic on Twitter. Although a bit more mixed on opinions, it's definitely better than his current state. Personally, I think that Blackbeard should receive something more similar to his second idea, keeping his ability relatively familiar, but whatever's best for the game, of course. What do you guys think of Blackbeard's situation? Did you like any of Bikini's ideas? Or do you like the older rework concepts where Blackbeard still has a rifle shield? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Moving on to our next operator, we have Finca. Finca right now is a very weird operator because she's definitely the most complex in the game, at least gadget-wise. You might think you know all of Finca's effects when she activates those nanobots, but I really doubt it. Check out this video made by Rogue9 detailing everything Finca does. I'll leave the link in the description and the pinned comment to the exact spot in the video where he talks about Finca. But the main reason for Finca's rework is because of her complexities, and that she has a global effect, which most Siege enthusiasts don't like that much. So in these rework concepts, Finca is meant to be a non-global effect and more of a healer role, rather than a blizzard of status effects. Making Finca into a healer has generally been the agreed way to go when Finca's time comes. But just how will Ubisoft adjust the numbers? Will they give her 4 boosts for 60 HP or 3 boosts with 40? What do you guys think? Give me your own opinion on a Finca rework. Moving on to our last attacker, we have Fuse. Now, as of right now, Fuse is a very weird operator to talk about, due to the metas like banning Jaeger and playing Fuse, and most especially the new shrapnel changes. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to pan out in the short term because Siege seems to be going through a bit out of control with all the glitches in the most recent patch, the devs being quarantined, and the distance pro league and ranked metas. But most ideally, in regards to Fuse, the shrapnel mess will most likely get buffed out and straightened up, leaving Fuse in his relatively usual spot, which is relatively underpowered. Now, this could be mainly his situationality and his non-versatility, which theoretically could be fixed by Ubisoft's recent idea of flipping the attacker drone phase and pig phase, but in reality, Fuse is 2 things: slow and loud. And that's just not his gadget, that's everything about him. Some people suggested to just make his gadget quieter and faster while also making Fuse a 2-speed 2 armor, but Fuse is fucking huge, man. The only reason Ubisoft could get away with making Capkin 2 armor 2 speed is because he needed that to put 5 damn traps around the whole entire map. And even when I play Capkin, I still get pissed about being a fat boy hitbox and having 2 armor. So let's not do that with Fuse. Instead, let's keep Fuse how he is. But he can breach reinforcements. Now wait. Before we click off the video, let me explain. It will take a few extra seconds to cut through the reinforcement, making noise, alerting the defending team, as usual. He would still have the same counters, but the charge would be bulletproof from the defender side, similar to Kali. And speaking of Kali, there have been some teases from Ubisoft making Fuse's gadget like Kali, whether that's breaching reinforcements or just having a launcher. I would not be surprised if Fuse gets a rework within the next year, so keep an eye out. Now, moving on to our first defender, we have the glitchiest operator in Siege history, and yes, you guessed it, it's Clash. Ubisoft has said that Clash is at the forefront for a rework, mainly because she's a catalyst for glitches, but also because she's a bit frustrating for some to play against. Clash is a very conflicting operator for opinions. Usually, you have the lower rank or skillable players say that she's overpowered or just flat out ban her. And then on the other hand, you have the high ranked and more skilled players, saying she's underpowered. Personally, I think she's underpowered, but the people that I play against aren't very good at countering Clash, so go figure. If you want to have a discussion with me about Clash in the comments, I'll be more than happy to do so, because I like Clash a lot, and I hope that she stays the way she is right now, but it seems like it won't be the case. Now, I did some digging on rework ideas around the internet, and I couldn't really find much, but I did find something interesting. Ironically enough, this post was intended for Blitz, but they're both shields, so this could work for Clash. This concept basically just makes Clash a walking Jaeger ADS. This could be a marvelous way to keep Clash in a similar role, but make it less frustrating to play against, and maybe even more viable in high ranks to play. This could also be a really interesting dynamic with the current ban Jaeger meta, and what might be a little bit underpowered as of right now. And finally, our last operator in this video, if it wasn't obvious enough already, we have Castle. Castle is another operator in here that came out when the game launched, so it's been a long time coming for him. Castle is the only operator in here that's basically indisputable with the whole community that he should receive a rework. And that's not only because he's a bit underpowered against attack, but he also hinders the defense. This is why Castle is only really usable with extra communicative squads with pre-designed strats. But moving on to rework concepts, I mean, they're really endless. Since Castle is the oldest operator on this list, he has the most concepts, but the two main points in this concept include movement and visibility. With movement, this allows defenders to get through castle barricades without breaking them, which is his biggest flaw. And with visibility, adding pre-made holes or cuts or even a mere type of gadget inside the barricade itself. There was also one more popular idea, and that is to have a drone blocker at the bottom of the barricade. I watched IcyCat25's video on this castle concept and I like his variation a lot. But only time will tell, because Ubisoft has been in discussions with Castle rework since 2018, but there's still no sign of a release date. And that goes for pretty much any operator in this list. I mean, Ubisoft has mentioned several reworks for operators years ago, and we're just now getting Tachanka, so maybe 1, 2, or maybe even 3 years before we get any reworks on these operators. But it's best to stay optimistic and hope that Ubisoft will balance out the lesser amount of new operators to come with the reworks. But now that I'm done talking, let me hear what you have to say. Who do you want next for a rework? What is your concept? Put all those comments down below. I'll be reading all of them. Alright guys, that's all from me. If you like this video, leave a like. And if you want to see more content like this, hit that sub button and maybe even the bell right next to it. See you in the next one. Rework out.